What do men want them to will never admit out loud? I just want a break, man. This is underrated. Even when I'm breaking, I'm tending to crap because I'm 24, physically unable to be tired, and capable of doing everything that involves a tool. It's weird when you get a partner who understands this. My younger brother died, 3 years later my dad died, then my closest friend died. This crap broke me eventually. Like just straight up broke me. My fiancé has been amazing and helped me through this, but the guilt of even admitting I'm tired or depressed is almost as bad as those feelings themselves. You were not able to finish the grieving process when another showed up. And you then could not finish grieving family when the grieving for chosen family began. Grief is exhausting. Depression is one of the grief cycles that has its way with you. Anger, denial, bargaining, depression, cycle around randomly throughout the grieving process. Please hold as much compassion and understanding for yourself that you would hold for someone who shared 3 deep major losses with you as their current life story. Yup, I feel you, homie. No rest for the weary, or whatever the saying is. Right? It's some bull crap. Crap doesn't stop either. I work 2 jobs at 45 and still everyone asks me to help fix all their crap all the time. Significant others feel burned out at work? They take 6 months off to unwind. I am burned out at work? They leave me instead of taking the brunt of the bills. So I am resigned to die on the job and work on everyone's crap that even remotely knows me. You got to learn how to say no. The word hustle makes me angry. It's just a way to make working way too much, often in the gig economy context, sound good and not the utter bollocks that it is. Easy for dog crap inspiration pages to slap on a picture too. Yay, man. Now and then I just want a weekend with the house to myself to play video games and watch movies all day with no responsibilities. Easier said than done as a homeowner with a wife and baby. There's always something that needs to be done. My wife went away for the night a couple of weeks ago with the kids, so I was like woohoo, a day/night to myself. I cleaned the kitchen, fixed a broken blind, moved baby stuff in and out of the loft, and installed gutters on the garden shed. After all that I thought, right, now it's me time, I'll play PlayStation. Haven't played it for so long that when I turned it on, it told me it needed to update for 2 hours. Fell asleep the sofa before it was finished. Rookie mistake, always turn on the PlayStation first to let it update while you do housework. We made your shift 5 minutes shorter than the shift length where we're legally obligated to give you a break. My good man. I'm reading this at 2 a.m., because my son had a nightmare. That woke up my puppy. After taking her out, my son woke back up. I'd love to check into a hotel and just be by myself for a weekend. Someone to encourage them and make them feel important. My wife told me yesterday that she was proud of me and I gave her the biggest, hardest hug I have given her for that, because I really needed to hear that. One of the happiest moments of my life was when I was with my now ex-girlfriend. I went onto my balcony in my apartment to have a big stretch in the morning and out of nowhere she comes up behind me and gave me a big hug. No words needed to be spoken, just she was happy and I made her that happy. I cannot express in words what that meant to me. Though things didn't work out, I will always treasure that memory. When you find the right person, they just know what to say and when to say it. Please do have someone like that. Everyone deserves someone that cares about them. Hey big dog, you're important. You are a great person too, comrade. Alone time. Alone time, without the guilt of hurting someone's feelings. A hug. Just a hug. Yeah, came here to say almost the exact same thing. Men have been trained to not admit that they crave affection, love, etc., among people my age, I've found. I feel like sometimes my hugs might be annoying, but I still hug my boyfriend every time he leaves, comes home, no matter what. I'm usually already in the driveway by the time he's shut off the truck, doing this stupid arm thing I do whilst making a stupid face until he notices, does the same. I won't speak for all guys, but I think this rocks. I just got out of a relationship with a girl who wouldn't even look up from what she was doing or act excited to see me in the least when I got to her place. It killed me, and something as simple as hopping up and giving me a hug would have made me feel like a king even if she went right back to what she was doing after. Again, I won't speak for your guy, but I'd be willing to bet it's appreciated. Love, from a wife or girlfriend. I love when she just does random stuff to me like play with my hair or put her head on top of mine, makes me feel like I mean something. Edit. Holy crap, thank you all for the comments and awards and stuff. Never thought this would happen and I'm glad you all agree with me. I love reading all your replies. Thank you again. Honestly, it's one of the best feelings. Especially the hair part, it feels great and makes me feel loved. Yeah, love that too, then I went bald. I'm very physical, so I do this to her all the time, but she isn't and it makes me feel unloved. Soft, I know. Definitely isn't true though, it's just who she is, and she has tried her best, which I appreciate. But damn, I'm a sucker for that crap. Humans need head scritches too. When we open up, we don't want you to throw that stuff back at us during an argument. Crap hurts and Teresa, reason we did not open up in the first place. Edit. Open up about emotional trauma, childhood difficulties. Cheaters can get wrecked. If someone throws what you told them in confidence back at you during an argument, that is not someone to be trusted. Someone who truly respects you wouldn't use your own pain against you to win a fight. I just want to be held like an effing child sometimes. I'm a pretty big guy and I don't really show too much emotion, how I was raised, but sometimes I just want to be little spoon and effing cry without being judged for it. I want people to know I'm depressed and not make fun of me for it. Sometimes the only way I can imagine life is just cold. I might have friends etc., but nobody that I can truly talk to. And it sucks. I'm not just some horny breadwinner. I'm a human, I want to be loved, and cared for, as me, not the facade I put around myself. To be held. I am always made sure we take turns being the big spoon so my boyfriend doesn't have to ask. Little spoon is the best. Hold me baby wee. Yeehaw wee. My husband is a lot bigger than me, so whenever I'm big spoon to him, I feel like I'm getting a horizontal piggyback ride. Pictures of Spider-Man. Real men don't hit you up late at night demanding photos of your naked body. Real men hit their desks with closed fists demanding pictures of Spider-Man. Just came out of a panic attack and have some new insight that I normally don't have. Besides the typical food/water helter stuff, companionship, on one to talk to someone who cares and some sort of purpose. I also generally have a hard time accepting help because I don't want to be a burden, but I always want to offer help because I see that is why I am here, to help others. But I guess I need to view accepting help as also helping, because everyone needs the opportunity to help others, so sometimes in order to help I need to play the role of receiving help. This got way deeper than I intended, sorry. A effing hug. Spent a lot of years in anxiety-based isolation before meeting my wife, and sometimes I miss the ridiculous amount of alone time, and not having to feel anything or have opinions about everything. Just a quiet life where nothing at all happens for days and days. I wouldn't trade my current life, as it is far better, but occasionally I feel a need to hide away for a while, which isn't really an option anymore. Thank you for posting this. My boyfriend was in a similar situation before meeting me, and I can tell sometimes he just wants to hide from the world. I give him his alone time and I enjoy mine too, but maybe every once in a while he needs more. It's difficult to facilitate that when everyday life can be demanding. Compliments. Hugs. Every man, even the stone-cold killers, that I'm friends with just want hugs. My crew and I had a hug requirement. This was back in my Marine Corps days, and while being tough and angry and drinking beer because that's what tough guys in the Marines did, we somehow got to the topic of physical contact. We realized that if we weren't dating a girl then we never got touched. No hugs, no contact beyond handshake, high five. So rule was we gave each other a hug when we saw one another, not in uniform. Calm down moto yuts. It was the best thing we could have done for our mental and emotional health. Across the board, we all started drinking less and acting less angry. We were still dicks but slightly less offensive. Emotional support. Is that like pancakes? To be the little spoon. I believe that can be easily achieved by simply asking her to be the jetpack. That way, I'm not asking to be the little spoon, I am Rocket Man. Love. I don't mean relationship love. I mean genuine human love. I don't need money or a 5-course meal, no, just love from a human. Edit. I have had a Reddit account for over 2 years but never used it. I've only been active for less than 3 days, but I appreciate the upvotes. Also, I'm happy you kind people agree. I have a friend who I was able to see last year. We went to the park, sat down on some rocks, and just talked. At some points, we didn't talk. We just sat in silence next to each other. It is one of my favorite memory of 2020. A hug. We want to be considered sexy. Not just handsome, but sexy. We get accused of being horn dogs all the time, but mostly we want to be desired. Sexy horn dogs? On the contrary to what most people say about the affection, which I do absolutely agree with, I want to feel like a man. I want to know people feel safe around me. That they trust me and respect me, and know that I'm someone to go to with issues. Edit. I did not expect this to boom this much overnight. Thank you so much for all the good comments and support, guys. You're amazing. This only goes to show how we strive to be human. Both sides of the scale are important, affection and masculinity. You're all great. You can definitely want both. After my husband passed away, I had the unpleasant task of taking our beloved family pet to the vet to be put down after a long illness. As I cried and internally wished that he were here to do this for me, I suddenly had the epiphany that he wouldn't have wanted to do it either. I realized that men always seem to get the crap jobs, and they don't want them, just as much as we don't want them. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that men probably want someone else who will do the crap job for a change. Love you, men, and I appreciate what you do so much. Edit. Thank you, kind strangers. I wish you all much help with stuff in the future. A bubble bath. When my wife and I were in Vegas a few years ago, we stayed in a hotel with a full view of the Strip. There was a bathtub that faced toward the window, so I did what anyone self-respecting man would do in that situation. I got a bath bomb with gold flakes, then relaxed in the gold-filled tub with a drink, looking at the Strip, and pretty much feeling like a hedonistic Roman emperor. Genuine affection. To know that despite what some parents tell them, sometimes, it's okay to cry. To talk about their feelings that they've bottled up for nearly 10 years so that they're not a burden to anyone. Cuddles. A job that actually pays for a goddamn place to live, that'd be a nice start. But if you meant, what men want that women don't, probably like being a werewolf or something. Am female and would like to be a werewolf. Everyone always asks about werewolves. But nobody ever asks about howlwolves. To be Batman, but without the dangerous bits. I want my wife to acknowledge all the sacrifice I make, the positivity I bring to our children's lives, and my right to be my own person. This just motivated me to tell my fiancé how much I appreciated everything he sacrifices and that I feel so secure and grateful knowing that he does sacrifice and do things for me. He instantly started tearing up and turned into a mush pile and told me that's all he's ever needed from me, and oh my gosh, I'm going to start telling him every day, I mean it, and it's so unfortunate we aren't taught to verbally praise men like this as women. To not share their fries. But they do. Because they also want the touch of a woman. Even if she refuses to get her own damn fries. Get a larger size than you would normally get to battle this. Works every time. A monkey butler. We like compliments, even though we pretend to not to. From an early age we are told to not show emotion, as showing emotion is a feminine thing to do and a sign of weakness. A lot of guys cringe or have a hard time responding to compliments because we're not used to it. To any girls out there who is bothered by their boyfriend seemingly not taking kindly to compliments, he actually does truly appreciate it deep down. If there are times when he's feeling low, I can almost guarantee he thinks about nice things you've said to him and it helps him through those rough patches. I'm speaking from experience. Mashed potatoes. Every single day. Body positivity for men too. Try to tell someone that back hair is natural, or having moobs happens, or, God forbid, that it's okay if you don't have a monster cock, and you're immediately called a shrimp dick gorilla with bitch tits. I usually hate terms like toxic masculinity, but we really are our worst enemies at times. I was in exceptional shape for 80% of my life. With age, with children, with life, my wife gained weight. You sort of don't notice it happen, gradually, but I also didn't care, and didn't mention it. But boy, when I fell out of shape and then gained 20 pounds? Oh wow, you have a belly. Look at that, and she privately confided that she found it unattractive. You certainly can't make that commentary to women in your life without getting wrecked for it, but it's okay to railroad men that way. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.